Today's football predictions bench price. Another very beautiful Saturday morning, and once again we back with our predictions as usual. We'll look at football games going on across the globe and we'll select a few of these matches, and look into the previous games that each of the clubs have had in recent times. Those stars who always come up with the best possible verdict for each of these matches that are going on. All right, that's what we'll do on a daily basis, and exactly what we're going to do in a short while. But before we go ahead, I always urge you, remember to join our VIP membership, VIP special, where we'll put out games that are more likely to come out correctly. If you want to win more regularly, to endeavor to join that very VIP membership for a token. All right, you won't regret to do that. All right, you can always find the link to our VIP membership in the description of this very video, and as well as where you see join or subscribe around this very video, you can always have access to that VIP channel. All right. That being said, without further ado, we head to the business of today, and we have the first game for today. It is in Finland. First division, we have Olo, who will be coming up against Jaro FC. All right, when you look at stats for each of these sides in recent time, you can see that AC Olo, that's what it's called. They've had 4 victories in the last 6 matches and also 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games. And we side Jaro winning just 1 match, drawing 2 and losing 3 games out of the last 6 matches that they have so far. All right, we will take a look at how the two teams fared from home and away perspective down there. We could see that the last 10 home games for the home side, although we could see that they had 4 victories and 3 draws in the last 10 home matches that they had. They also lost 3 games out of those. And when you look at the away side, Jaro, it is also 4 wins and 2 draws, and they've also had 4 losses in the last 10 away matches. Right, but looking at the score line closely, you can see that for the home side, produces a lot of goals. The last recent games that they had, last 4 home matches that they had, saw them scoring a minimum of 2 goals per game. In the last 4 home matches that they had, they always score more than double digits in the last 4 home matches that they have so far. And the last 10 home games for the home side produce over 2.5. On over 2.5. All right. 7 times out of the last 10 home matches that they had, produced over 2.5. And for the away side, Jaro also having a very similar outcome, also noting that 7 games again out of 10 also produced over 2.5 for the last 10 away games for the away side. And the last time they met, it was a 2-1 victory for Jaro. They played from on that very occasion. And also the last 3 meetings between the two sides this very year have always produced over 2.5. So we are going with the 3 goals so called here, a minimum of 3 goals and over 2.5. That's our value for that very one. All right, and we head to the next step for today. It is in Romania, League 1, actually 2nd division in Romania, where we have Arges coming up against Sisgreda. All right, looking at the recent games for these two sides, we see that Arges, the home side, it is 3 victories that they've achieved in the last 6 matches. They also had a draw, but have lost 2 games out of those 6 matches that they had so far. And when you look at Sisgreda, their away side, it is 1 victory and a draw, as well as 4 losses in the last 6 matches that they have so far. And taking a look at how the two teams fared from home and away basis, you see that Arges, the home side, have been able to achieve 6 victories and 2 draws out of the last 10 home matches that they have so far. And with sides is red on the other hand, have won 2 games and 3 draws, but have also lost 5 matches out of the last 10 away games. The last away game they have, so they're losing heavily to Unias Leopoldsia by 6 goals to 1. And that tells you what about this very side. And the last meeting between two sides on head-to-head basis saw Arges beating this very side by 4 goals to 0 from away. That was in May. And prior to that very one, we also saw Arges playing from home, beating Sisgreda by 3 goals to 0. And that tells you a lot. The 2 meetings that they had this very year saw Arges always winning against Sisgreda. So here we are going with the home side, Arges to win outrightly against that Sisgreda. So home win outrightly, that's provided for that very one, okay? And we head to the next for today. It is in Swedish Division 1 North, where we have United Nordic coming up against IF Karlstad Football. All right, when you look at the recent stats for each of these two sides, you can see that for the home side, United Nordic, it is 3 victories and a draw, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 matches. All right, but the other side, on the other hand, Karlstad Football, winning 2 matches and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses out of the last, 6 matches in recent times. Okay, taking a look at how the two teams fared from home and away basis, you can see that the home side United Nordic is a side that does so very well from home. They've actually won 8 games and a draw in the last 10 home matches, and they've had 1 loss in the last 10 home games. And away side, Calstad Football also doing very well from away. They've been able to achieve, you know, 6 victories in the last 10 away matches. They've also had a draw, but have lost 3 games out of the last 10 away matches. But what is very, prominent for this very two-side is also the goal scoring. The last 4 home games for United Nordic have seen them scoring a minimum of 3 goals per match. I thought also a lot about this very side, and also we know that 7 games out of the last 7 games out of the last 10 home matches for the home side have produced over 2.5. And also Calstad Football, you could see that it is the entire game that they've had so far from away. The last 10 away games, all of the away games saw over 2.5. So that tells you that we are going with goals in this one. We also know that the last time they met was in April. It was a 2-1 victory for Calstad Football, and yet another over 2.5. So here we are going with over 2.5 to occur here. Minimum of 3 goals. That's all fine for that very one. All right, and that takes us to the next for today. It is also the last for today. It is in the Switzerland league, Switzerland Super League. We'll have Basel FC coming up against Grasshoppers FC. And when you look at the Basel FC in the last 6 matches, you can see that they've won 3 games and a draw. They've also lost 2 matches. And the Grasshoppers, on the other hand, also winning 3 games and a draw and losing 2 matches out of the last 6 matches that they had in recent times. Taking it down to how the two teams fared from home and away basis, we could see that for the home side at Basel FC, we could see the last 10 home matches have resulted to them achieving 8 victories and a draw and losing just 1 match. All right, the last home game they had was against Lausanne, and we saw Basel beating this very side by 4 goals to 0, and they also beat the likes of Servette by 5 goals to 1. That tells you how strong Basel have become in the last in recent times. And Grasshopper, on the other hand, also have been able to achieve 2 victories and a draw in the last 10 away matches. They've lost a lot of games. They've lost 7 matches out of the last 10 away games that they had so far. Okay, on head-to-head basis, the last time they met, it was Basel who won by 2 goals to 1. That was actually in April of this very year. But prior to that, we saw Grasshopper beating this very side in December from away on that very occasion. But here we are going with the home side Basel FC to take the day here, and it is a home side to win outrightly. That's provided for that very one. That concludes it for us today on BetCraft. We wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes great. Remember to play responsibly as a football matches. Also note that the remainder of this very prediction will be on our VIP special membership group. If you're part of those, if you're part of that group, you always have access to our other games that we believe to be more likely to come out correctly. Do endeavor to join, and the link to the VIP will be in the description of this very video, as well as anywhere you see join or subscribe around this very video. Try and have access to that and also enjoy the specs. Tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Do not miss out. But until that time, keep on it.